Hey, Coach Jacques Doucet, WAFB-TV. Your press conference leading into this, do you regret anything you said? Do you think it was the right thing to say? I mean, obviously it seemed to be a big thing with them, big point of contention with LSU.
What did I say? I said that we should be seated higher, and I believe that. I stand up for what I said for, and we wanted the home game. We won 27 games this year. It took them 2 years to win 27, okay? And we've had the highest RPI in the state the last 2 years, but this year is what's important, and we had a heck of a team. Our RPI is 30 points higher. That's on the NIT. So if this game were played in Lafayette, it would have been a little bit different, in my opinion. But I back up what I said. I stood up for my team and our program and our university. And we should have been a higher seed. And I'll still say it.
I think Coach Wade said something along the lines of, we're not afraid to play anybody. Maybe they felt like, Cajuns felt like the LSU was scared to play them or something along those lines.
I have no comment about what he says. Don't really care. He can run his program. I'm going to run mine. And I'm going to try to do it with class.
Was there any point where you kind of had to tell the guys, let's focus on the basketball and not what's going on?
No, not really. Our seniors are solid young men. I love the character of my team, and they were focused on trying to get the lead. We just couldn't do it at the end.
Coach Jakeem Gant did not play a full accompaniment of minutes. Where do you think he was at? 50%, 80%?
Probably 75, Andrew, somewhere in there maybe. You know, he certainly got winded. Missed a couple of dunks in the first half. I thought there was contact on one of them, but it was a hard game to officiate. It was pretty physical both ways.
Dave Schultz, 103.7 the game. How did you guys get back in the second half? Get back in the game?
I thought we fought. I thought we played harder than they did. Frank did a great job on Waters. He's a really good player. We limited his shots. And Reith played very well for him. He's a good player. Had 4 points against Mississippi State in their last game in the SEC tournament. And he comes out and gets 26. And he hurt us the second half. But again, I think we played harder, made a few shots. Marcus played his rear end off, gets 13 rebounds, which led the game. It's pretty good for a point guard.
Coach, Colin Kushner, News 15. Can you kind of talk about the senior class, guys like Bryce Washington, Jonathan Stove, and Frank Bartley, how much they mean to you in the program?
Well, that's what we just talked about in the locker room. They're a high-character group. They were talking to the team when I went in there. They were talking about their experience and where we are, and you know, trust the coaches and the plan, continue to work. Good things are in store for you. But recruiting those guys for a couple of years and spending 4 years with them, going to Cuba to start the season for a week, you know, the Cayman Islands, the experiences that we've had, we'll never forget. They're a great group of young men, and they all have bright futures.
Coach, two questions over here. What I asked Bryce, the effectiveness that they had inside, what do you think was most behind that? And then also, getting back to Coach Wade, one of the many things that he said was, we're about action, not talk here. Any response as well to that? And then the thought on the timeout at the end?
Yeah, well, again, he can coach his team, you know, the way he wants to coach them. And talk a mean game, that's fine. Reith hurt us inside the second half, Tim. We didn't double on the post till late. We mixed it up, played a little bit of zone at times, but he was good in there. And like Bryce said, I thought they missed a few 3 seconds, but it's a little bit different. No excuse there. He made some tough shots. He's a good player. And again, he went from 4 against Mississippi State to 26 tonight. So we wanted to limit the 3-point shots. We did. Skylar hit a big one in the second half, and then Brandon hit a big one as well. But we did a good job limiting Waters.
Coach, I think depending on where you live, on what side of the basin, you know, you're going to feel about this game differently. But is any of it good for basketball in Louisiana?
Well, I think I said that earlier. You guys were asking what I said, and I think that it can be a good thing for our state. I think it was a good basketball game, a lot of emotion, and I don't know an SEC team that brings more people than we brought tonight. It just makes too much sense, and sometimes those never, they never materialize. But we'd love to play. We'd love to play anyone. We can't get top 50 quadrant 1 teams to play us. So I think it can help the state of Louisiana. I think we've got a good state. We've got good players. Players on our team they recruited, players on their team that we recruited. So could be a good thing.